introduced on the field. Joe Madden in the starting lineup in front of a sold-out Tropicana Field crowd. The Rays with the new uniforms, with the new attitude, and these people are fired up, ready for the 2008 home opener. There is former bench coach John McLaren, who is now the skipper of the Seattle Mariners, shaking the hand of Joe Madden. Akinori Iwamura leading off for the Rays and playing second base. Carl Crawford playing left field and batting second. Carlos Pena, who earlier tonight, and we'll get a chance to see it a little while later, will accept the award for the American League Comeback Player of the Year, batting in the third spot and playing at first base. And the cleanup hitter, of course, is the center fielder. After three lefties, you go to the right-hander, B.J. Upton. The new home uniforms for the Rays in the 2008 home opener. A lot of excitement at Tropicana Field tonight as the Rays get ready to take on the Seattle Mariners. The Rays coming off a 3-3 road trip, 1-1 in Baltimore. The Rays going 2-2 in New York. Johnny Gomes batting fifth. He's going to be the DH tonight. Willie Ibar will play third base and bat in the number 6 slot for the Rays.
Batting eighth, right fielder. Welcome to the Rays, number 43.
Elliot Johnson's going to get his first start in right field. He took some extra fly balls out there today to get used to the Tropicana Field crowd. It is opening day 2008. The Rays and the Seattle Mariners from Tropicana Field. First time since the inaugural season that a game has been sold out prior to the event day. We welcome you inside Tropicana Field. It is the Tampa Bay Rays with a new look and a new attitude opening up against the Seattle Mariners. Hi, everybody. Welcome aboard. I'm Todd Callis. Glad you could join us on this night here at Tropicana Field. I have had the good fortune to be around for all 11 of these home openers, and I have never before seen more fans wearing Rays gear, whether it's the old school stuff or the new school stuff. We're right outside the dugout store, and there are more people buying new merchandise. I think this is going to be a record-setting night for the people here at the dugout store. There's an excitement in the air, a vibe in the air that you don't get any other night other than the opening night, and that is certainly the case tonight. In fact, Dwayne Stats and Joe McGrain are out amongst the fans who are wearing their new gear as they get ready for this opener. We take it over to Dwayne and Joe. Guys.
All right, Todd, thank you very much. And you're right, opening night is always something special. The Rays have had 10 of those, and on the 11th one tonight, Joe, not only is there a lot of excitement at the ballpark, there's greater expectation this time around.
Well, and with good reason, because the Rays have a much better team that they have had in any year in their previous history. This team is ready to go. It's ready to take off, and tonight, obviously, is going to be a sellout.
And one of the reasons for that excitement, good, strong, young arms, and we're going to see one of those for the Rays. Matt Garza didn't get a decision in Baltimore, but he certainly threw the ball well enough to expect that he's going to get some wins before this year is out.
Well, what you like about Matt Garza throwing in the top part of the rotation is he is a stuff guy. He has an explosive, moving fastball, a great two-seam fastball that's going to serve him well with the new and improved defense that the Rays have this year, and also a tight slider. So he has the powerful type pitches that if he is right and he is on, he can absolutely take over a ball game. He was very close in his last time out against Baltimore from really finishing that win off. Hopefully he gets that done tonight.
Opening night, the opening pitch, just moments away. Todd, let's go right back to you.
Dwayne, thank you very much. It is truly an exciting night here at Tropicana Field as we get you ready for baseball on this Tuesday. A sellout crowd, the Rays and the Mariners opening up this series. Rays will play 16 of the next 18 at home. We'll have a lot more coming to you from Tropicana Field coming up next with all the opening day ceremonies.
Down here in St. Petersburg, Florida, is the Tampa Bay Rays, the new team, the new name. They used to be the Devil Rays. They've eliminated the Devil part of that. Open up their new campaign down here. Let's look at the lineups.
For the Seattle Mariners today, Ichiro leading off. Lopez, Beltre, Ibanez, Sexton, Wilkerson, Vidro, Jojima, Betancourt. And you can see by that stat right there, the Mariners have been hitting home runs. Quite a few walks, too.
And Raul Ibanez has hit home runs in back-to-back ball games. The problem with home runs is that's about the only way the Mariners have been scoring runs.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. So far in the season, hitting just 200 with men in scoring position, but it's good news to see Raul heating up. Back-to-back days you mentioned, Dave. This is a breaking ball that hits right down the line in Baltimore for another home run. And that strong left-handed bat going will certainly help.
So Raul Ibanez off to a good start with a long ball. That young man is making his Tampa Bay home debut. Ex-Minnesota Twin right-hander Matt Garza gets a start for the Rays tonight.
Yeah, sinker ball pitcher. He's given up a couple of home runs in his first outing, but he can be tough at times. And eventually he kind of goes to a slider, and that's when the Mariners are really going to have to stay on top of that because he has a very good sinker to keep him honest.
Matt Garza, the ex-Twin. And now let's look at the Tampa Bay Rays lineup.
Okay, for the Tampa Bay Devil Rays, you have Iwamura hitting first, and then Crawford. He's the guy that's really done well against the Mariners, hitting 350 against them. Pena, Upton, Gomes, Ibar, Riggins, Johnson, and Bartlett's hitting ninth.
So it's Willie Blomquist, a bunch of the guys on the top step watching the opening night ceremonies here at Tropicana Field, and they are saying it's a sellout. We see a lot of seats upstairs, however, that are not occupied. We'll be back and have more after that. Mariners Baseball on FSN is brought to you by Banner Bank. Better ideas, better banking. By Aflac. Ask about it at work. By Lithia Assured Cars and Trucks. Simple, easy. Count on it. And by Money Tree, your cash solution. Waiting for the Tampa Bay Devil Rays as they leave the field to re-enter the field and take their defensive positions, which will look like this.
For the Tampa Bay Devil Rays, in the field, as Dave was saying, you have Crawford, Upton, and Johnson in the outfield. Ibar, Bartlett, Iwamura over at second base was their former third baseman. Pena's over at first, Riggins behind the plate, and Matt Garza is on the mound. Take a look at our Rico scouting report on Garza. He came over in a trade from Minnesota last year. You can see that he had a very good ERA at 3.69. So he can be tough at times.
So Tampa Bay taking the field now for the first time here in 2008 before a sellout crowd at their home yard of Tropicana Field. Certainly one man that has been consistent. Well, he's been consistent against every club, but Ichiro has been very consistent against this ball club, and yesterday against the Baltimore Orioles, he hit another leadoff home run.
Well, he really did. It's 26th of his career, and Mariners certainly wanted to jump on the board early yesterday, and Ichiro provided that with a leadoff home run.
So a salute to Ichiro, the 26th time that he has done it in his career. A salute from the Marines, and congratulations Ichiro, who will be leading it off here very shortly against Matt Garza. Have to let Garza work out there a little bit. I mean, he's got to be on eggs a little bit, making his first appearance in a Rays uniform before his hometown, wanting to make his home fans, I should say,
right,
wanting to make a very big impression here tonight.
And it'll be the biggest crowd that he's probably going to pitch in front of for quite a while here. So first impressions sometimes mean a lot, and I'm sure he'd like to go out and pitch well today. But the Mariners have to find a way to score some runs. They've really struggled on this road trip with that. So hopefully they can continue to get their walks. They've been a patient club. We talked about the home runs that they've hit, but really hitting with men in scoring position is something that they're going to have to change. Right now, just hitting 200 on the season.
That's right, and it will turn around. It's, you know, you get so impatient waiting for the parts to fall into place for you to score 8, 9, 10, 11 runs and do everything correctly. And you did a lot correctly in spring training, and all of a sudden it abandons you when you start the season. You wonder, what the heck, what's happening?
Well, exactly right. And what basically happens, you get a group of guys in your lineup that has struggled. And the good news, we showed Ichiro with the home run. Raul has hit a couple of home runs. Those two guys are hitting up. Lopez and Betancourt really have been pretty good all year. Now they need the guys at the back end of the order to start to pick things up. Beltre's been pretty good. So if they, it takes some time, as you mentioned. People get impatient, and you start to press a little bit as a club because you're aware of what's going on. I think they felt like they definitely should have handled the Baltimore Orioles, and it certainly did not work out that way. But new series starts right now.
We might want to talk with the Detroit Tigers and Jim Leyland too. I mean, they are really, really struggling, and they continue to struggle in that American League Central Division. So Ichiro gets ready to step in. You can see in kanji some Japanese writing in the background. There's a Japanese second baseman, Akinori Iwamura, for the Tampa Bay Rays out there. And Ichiro hitting .276 on the year will step in and lead it off against Matt Garza, the big 6'4", 205-pounder. The man calling balls and strikes tonight will be Marvin Hudson. They're underway, and Garza misses down low, ball one.
See Ichiro's numbers against the Rays. Almost a 300 hitter.
Down low. The Mariners lost their final 2 games to Tampa Bay last year. We only mentioned that because that's the first time in history that they had lost back-to-back games to Tampa Bay. Garza with a count 2-0. And that would roll foul up the first baseline. Joe Madden, a real nice guy, a man with great patience, a good teacher. Beginning his second year at the helm. Tampa Bay with the new look, the new logo outside. Ball 3 balls and 1 strike. A very kind of a classic look. I like their look.
I like the new uniforms. You mentioned Joe Madden, young club, but they're coming this year with some expectations. I don't know if they realistically think they're going to win the East, but they certainly seem to think they're going to play some pretty good baseball.
A one-hopper off the carpet to Willie Ibar. One down, and Jose Lopez will be the hitter.
Jose's off to a solid start this year. First week of the season, one of the things that he has done consistently is take some pitches, especially his first time up. Let's see, he was taking that first pitch all the way. See what he wants to do here.
1-1, Tampa Bay. Coming back from a road trip at Southern played 500 ball. 1-3 and drop 3.
Lost their last couple of games in New York, and over the course of both of those games, they scored a total of 1 run. They had their own offensive problems finishing up the road trip.
Get that ball down there, you're going to have a lot of success. Kneecap high or lower. And the fans are into it here tonight. Back up the middle, and that's into center field. A very fast infield here. Of course, the artificial carpet. And Lopez has a 1-out single.
A lot of sinkers to Jose. Had a pretty good look. As I mentioned, he's been pretty patient. Just hits this one right back up the middle. But that's what Garza's trying to do. Everything on the ground. When he's pitching well, it's down in the zone.
Inside corner to Adrian Beltre. Some legitimate numbers out there in the gaps. 370, 404 to dead center field, 322 down the right field line, right down the right field line, but it breaks back another 10 feet or so immediately. And a towering fly ball down the right field line in the famous rings here, the DC B and A rings that hold up the roof here. The one out there, the D ring that is farthest from home plate, is one that Edgar Martinez hit several years ago, a real blast out there in left field. Very few have gone out there. High heat.
Take a look at this pitch is going to be up in the zone. It's tough for anybody to catch up to it up there. Probably noticed with Adrian, he hitting third for the first time this year. John McLaren over the last couple of days has tried to move his lineup around a little bit, see if he can get something going. We'll see if that works tonight. Raul drops from third, hitting fourth now.
That's a strike at the knee, zone 1. A little bit off that time.
A little more sink to it. Looked like it was going to be on the plate, and it runs off the plate away.
Still 93 miles an hour. And it's going to make its way back into the seats.
This year is healthy. Last year he started the season off injured and really struggled at times, not necessarily getting his hits but driving the ball, and you can see he's hit a couple of home runs off Garza. home runs in the last few days. He's a guy, consistency is really a big part of his game, and I'm sure that's something that McLaren is looking forward to.
Breaking ball, and it's popped up into left field and drifting back onto the warning track to make the catch out there, Mr. Crawford. So the Mariners get a hit, but that's all here in the first inning. Nice to have you with us. The Rays coming up against Eric Bedell. Tropicana Field. The Mariners don't score in the first. We go to the bottom of the first. Let's look at the Mariners defense, Mike.
All right, John McLaren set it up this way. You have Raul out in left field, Ichiro in center, Wilkerson's over in right. Then you have Beltre, Betancourt, Lopez, Sexton across the infield. Kenji's behind the plate. See, he's caught a lot of innings over the last couple of years. Eric Bedard is on the mound. Our Rico scouting report on Eric. As we all know, strikeout pitcher, 5 in his first outing, 5 over 5 innings. Pretty good ERA at 3.47.
Nakamura, Imamura taking a strike on the inside corner, 0-1. The 29-year-old Japanese import beginning his second year with the Rays.
He was a third baseman last year, and they were really happy with him defensively. Made some changes, and I was talking to Dwayne Statz, the broadcaster for the Rays, and he was saying that he's done a really nice job over at second.
Slow breaking ball that time for a strike. Another slow breaking ball, and can't backhand it, can't barehand it, I should say. Adrian Beltre. We'll wait and see how they score.
I would imagine they'll give him a base hit anytime they try to barehand it. He was running out of the box, a little slap job. Sometimes when they slap it and it goes the other way like that, a ball spins sideways.
Waiting for the decision as the speedster Carl Crawford steps up to the plate. Strike on the inside corner. Along with Brian Roberts of Baltimore, who just left yesterday, shared the American League lead in stolen bases last year with 50 apiece. Over the middle, into center field for a base hit. Boy, you forget how fast this surface is. Playing on the grass for the first few weeks.
Well, one of the things you'll notice is the second bounce usually picks up speed. It's the top spin of this ball right here, and once it hits the dirt, it just takes off into the outfield. Very fast infield.
Still waiting for the scoring on the Iwamura ball. Still only have one hit up there for Tampa Bay. Here's Carlos Pena, the American League's comeback player of the year last year. What a year he had. 46 home runs, 121 RBIs. And a towering high fly ball hit to Ichiro in center field. Should move the runner down to third. Iwamura tags, goes to third. Tagging at first is Crawford. He goes to second. Good job by Pena to move the runners down. Both into scoring position. B.J. Upton, the center fielder. The hitter, the infield back will give up a run for an out here. And Bender, Steve Reich at the knee, zone 1.
Pretty standard play. They have the infield back, especially early in the game. You bring those guys up, you increase the chances of the ball getting through the infield, and you don't want to give up 2 runs.
Now they've got another hit up on the board for Tampa Bay, so give Iwamura an infield hit on that ball that Beltre could not barehand. Pulled the string on.
Upton, a very good fastball hitter. He hasn't had much success against Eric Bedard. Adrian and Richie play up on the corners. They might have an opportunity to cut the runner down if it's hit to them.
Fastball blowing down. So that one riding up and away.
That's the luxury of being a strikeout pitcher after a couple of slow breaking balls. You're right, Dave. That's a fastball up and away, and Upton just couldn't catch up to it.
Johnny Gomes has already hit a couple of home runs this year. And off to a good start, hitting .375 in his first half dozen games. Breaking ball and the ground ball hit to Beltre. And Adrian puts him out in an outstanding job by Bedard here in the first inning. Runners in scoring position, only 1 down. They don't score. 2 hits, 2 left. No score after 1.
Does your high-def set have mojo? If you've got high
No score down here in Florida this weekend. The Mariners coming back to Safeco Field to take on the Angels. So lock in your seats at Mariners.com. Tickets going fast. Mariners and the Angels this weekend. The first of several series between these two ball clubs. The first of 19 games this weekend, and they're all going to be, believe me, very, very intense. Richie Sexton steps in and leads it off for the Mariners here in the second inning after some pretty fancy pitching by Eric Bedard in the bottom half of the first. Devil Rays have only scored one run in the last two games. So they're beginning to feel the tension a little bit also. Mariners looking to snap a losing streak of 4 games. A strike on the outside corner to Richie Sexton.
That's the main thing when you start talking about offensive struggles. These guys know it's early. They know that they're eventually going to come out of it, but it still wears on you.
Well, the one thing that the Mariners cannot complain about is their starting pitching. It's just been phenomenal.
It's been fantastic. Very, very good starting pitching. And, as a club as a whole, they've been patient at the plate, too. They've had their walks. I think they're third in the league in walks right now. And, of course, the home runs, which we've talked about. There's just the stuff in between. They have to start putting some hits together. And I think if you can do that, if you can keep the walks going like they have, but keep that patience up, but mix in some base hits, you start to put a little more pressure on the opposing pitcher, and that's when you start to have the bigger innings.
And that's down low and inside. Ball one ball on 2 strikes. See, just saw Mel Stottlemyre over there next to McLaren on the top step. Mariner pitching coach, one of his best friends ever. Fastball on the just misses the inside corner. 2 balls and 2 strikes over in the other dugout. Don Zimmer. Now, I believe beginning his 60th year in Major League Baseball. Called an advisor. Slider that time down low. 2-2 the count.
60 years in the game, I think that would work. I think you can be called an advisor at that point.
Both he and Zimmer had their problems with George Steinbrenner when they worked for the Yankees, and both basically told him to go fly a kite. And a ground ball off the glove of Garza. That's going to be a base hit. So Sexton aboard with a rare infield hit.
Well, they had a position right. Iwamura was playing right up the middle, and I think he gets this. You can see who'd have had it. Unfortunately, Garza helps him out by getting a piece of it and slowing it down so Richie can beat it out.
Here's a man that needs a hit in the worst way. Get it turned around. Mentally, physically, everything. Done a lot of work. Video. In the cages. Brad Wilkerson. But there it is, 1 for 17. And he takes down low ball 1. 1 ball and no strikes.
It's always tough, but it's especially tough when you're the new guy in the lineup. Yeah, everybody's watching. At least you feel that way. And I think it's more, getting a couple of hits would help more mentally than physically. He's like to check in with a decent game.
Play ball. 4-6-3.
Just a 2-hopper right to second base. Pretty easy turn.
And Vidro will be the hitter. Vidro off to a very slow start also, only hitting 115.
He's hit a couple of home runs early in the season. Done very well against the Rays. 353 average.
thing and scrambling the lineup a little bit today. McLaren has put all the guys that are struggling almost in a row. Sexton 217, Wilkerson 059, Vidro 115, behind him Jojima 095. So you say, why all the low averages all in a row? Well, you got to put them someplace.
Well, there's that, and I think he also wanted to mix it up a little bit with the left-right situation. That's why he moved Beltre up to third, Ibanez fourth, then Ritchie, then Wilkerson. Vidro, of course, the switch hitter. And that's another thing that makes it difficult. You know, you get into that clump like that, Dave, where those guys in that end of the order are struggling. You're getting nothing out of them. Basically leave it up to the first 4 guys, 5 guys in your lineup to generate your offense. So you're not putting much pressure on the pitcher. Again, it comes down to pressure, making that guy work. And eventually they'll get to it. We know that Kenji's too good a hitter. We know Vidro last year, he hit 300 again. That's going to come around. You know those things are going to happen. It's just frustrating while you're going through it. And eventually they'll all get this thing going. Too good of hitters. You mentioned the Tigers and their struggles. And Red Sox are in last place. You certainly don't expect that to happen. You can pretty much go. And I even did it a little bit today in the newspaper, just looking at every club and trying to pick out what you would consider the better hitters in those lineups. And in every one, you can find somebody hitting 100. It's early in the season. It just rolls that way. It's frustrating. You don't like looking at it, but typically the way it goes. There you go.
There's a base hit. Line drive by Vidro the other way. And the Mariners their third.
Pretty good swing. Not trying to do too much with it. You can see it's a sinker running away off the plate. Nice piece of hitting to go the other way with it.
Judgment 3 for 26.
Sometimes as a hitter too, you just miss your pitches. And in Baltimore, I felt like, we all know, we've talked about it enough, that Kenji likes the ball middle in. And he was getting some of those pitches and fouling them off, hitting fly balls. When he's right and things are going well, he's hitting line drives with those pitches. And they typically try to stay away from that area. As you can see, Garza trying to pitch him away.
Three balls, no strikes, the count on Jojima.
Sometimes you have 2 outs here, hitter's struggling. Manager will turn him loose, see if he can get a good fastball, be a little more aggressive with his swing. See what Kenji does.
He's swinging now. Fly ball popped up, and Elliott Johnson is out there. Long-time minor leaguer Elliott Johnson puts it in his glove. No runs, 2 hits, no score going to the second. Moving into the bottom of the second inning, a reminder, Saturday, April the 26th, Sunday, April the 27th. All the kids in attendance are going to receive a very special replica jersey featuring either Felix Hernandez or Raul Ibanez as part of Boeing Salute to Kids Weekend. There'll be plenty of fun for the whole family. For tickets and more information on Boeing Salute to Kids Weekend, visit Mariners.com today. A little bit high and outside to Willie Ibar. Strike on the outside corner, 1-1. Ibar missed all of last year. He had some wrist problems, but his biggest problem was he had substance abuse problems and spent most of the year in rehab. His brother plays with the Angels. That's line foul down the left field line. And you have to pull for a kid like this. It's trying to get his act together.
I was watching him in batting practice today. He shortened his ballpark up in a hurry. He was hitting some way back.
Strike 3 called right across the inside corner. 92-mile-an-hour fastball.
You take a look at it. Nice fastball on the inside corner.
Sean Riggins is the catcher. And he's the hitter now. That's a fly ball to deep left field, and Ibanez goes back and makes a leap up against the wall, and that's going to fly away. So Sean Riggins, his first home run, and a 1-0 Tampa Bay lead.
Well, Riggins is their backup catcher. Navarro, their regular catcher's on the DL. And you take a look at this pitch right in the middle of the plate. He didn't get it out by much, but you don't really need to.
Riggins' first major league home run.
Right in the first row.
What a thrill that must be. He's from right down the road on the other side of the state in Fort Lauderdale, Florida. Sean Riggins. One and two on Elliott Johnson. Elliott Johnson has an older brother that was drafted by the Mariners in 2000, but did not sign with the Mariners. And Roses from right to Betancourt. 2 down. Jason Bartlett, another ex-twin on this ball club.
Jason Bartlett.
They're happy to get him, shore up their defense, help out a young pitching staff.
Broke his bat and a soft line drive right to Betancourt. But a first major league home run for Sean Riggins. And Tampa Bay has an early 1-0 lead. there in center field, you can go by, you look at the Rays. You can actually, I think, reach in and pet them if you dare. Look at the kids having a good time as those are on display. The Tampa Bay Rays now, no longer Devil Rays. And speaking of that, has something to do with our Aflac trivia question. Can you name the last Major League club, Major League team, to change their nickname without changing cities? Going from Devil Rays to Rays, I guess it's a change of names, not that much. But the last team to change their nickname without changing cities. Unieski Betancourt steps in to lead it off here in the third inning. First club that comes to mind for me, in other words, the last club or not strike on the inside corner, was the Houston Colt 45s to the Houston Astros. They didn't change their cities.
Around what time would that have been? Late 60s, early 70s?
Yeah, late 50s, 60s.
Okay.
60s, yeah. And there's a bullet into left center field for a base hit. So Unieski Betancourt is aboard after a wide turn at first. Will hold on.
Would it count having the California Angels go to the...
they changed their name so many times. I don't know if that would count or not. They were always the Angels.
Okay.
They were the Los Angeles Angels, the Anaheim Angels, the California Angels, the Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim. So they've always been the Angels, but their nickname, their last name. So I would imagine that, no, they would not qualify. So here's Ichiro.
And I guess it wouldn't be the Pilots, right? Because they moved to Milwaukee.
Well, they changed towns. It says without moving. There's another base hit to center field by Ichiro. Now the Mariners got a little something beginning to bubble a little bit.
Solid base hit up the middle. See the pitch right in the middle of the plate. Classic swing by Ichiro. Seen Lopez drop a couple of bunts down already this year. He's done a nice job with that. See what he's going to do now. Plenty of speed on the bases.
So the Mariners trying to get that run back and perhaps more here in the third. Shows the bunt, takes a strike, snap throw through to second base. Betancourt backs into the bag there. And Jason Bartlett, I should say, sneaks in back there.
Makes it tough sometimes as a runner, especially at second base, because Betancourt's looking in. He can tell that that pitch is going to be a strike, and sometimes you just expect the hitter to bunt it. You get caught getting too far off, trying to get a good jump to get over to third.
Slider. Jose Lopez is off to I'd say very decent start. Couple home runs, 7 RBIs. He seemed to have found a home in that number 2 hole.
Well, I think also there's a couple things that those numbers aren't going to show, and one is the patience that he's shown at the plate hitting second. He's taken a lot of pitches. He's done a nice job on a couple of hit and runs. As I mentioned, he's put down some bunts. So he's really done everything that you're supposed to do hitting second.
Didn't want to do it. Check swing's going to work just as well as a bunt. A backhand flip by Garza in time to get Lopez, but that does move the runners into scoring position.
Tried to check his swing, but it turned out okay. You can see it hits right off the label. Nice play by Garza. If it gets by him, he has a chance to maybe get a hit. That was a nice play.
And Beltre, a strikeout victim on a high fastball in the first inning, will be the hitter. Both runners at second and third, and only one man down.
And like the Mariners did in the first inning, the Rays will play their defense back. Everybody except for Pena over at first.
Pretty nice pitch there by Garza as he had Beltre backing away a little bit. Beltre celebrating his 29th birthday yesterday, and the delivery's down low, and the count of the ball and a strike. Chased bad ball that time.
After a couple of two-seamers in on him. First two pitches were inside. Adrian obviously looking in there. He went away with a ball off the plate with a slider. Now he just needs to put it in play somewhere. If he can hit any ground ball and get it past the pitcher, pick up a run.
Fastball right down the middle that time. Actually, I guess a change. It was a change. It looked like a fastball. It was only 85 miles an hour, so that's just a straight change.
See the Dodge pitch count, 49 pitches. He's okay. He's not in too bad a shape. After a couple off-speed pitches away, tried to sneak a fastball in on him. Ended up down.
Ibanez on deck. Beltre waves and misses at the breaking ball. Big strikeout for Matt Garza.
Take a look at it. Pretty good pitch.
Coming into today, Ibanez had hit home runs in his last two at-bats against Garza, but in his first bat tonight, he hit a fly ball to left field, and they're not going to mess with him. Give him 4 and take their chances on Richie Sexton.
Trying to get the matchups, Joe Madden trying to get the matchup that he wants. Get another right-handed hitter up there. First base open, why not?
Richie, an infield hit off Garza's glove in the second inning, but only a 185 hitter against Garza.
With that base hit, he gets his average up to 250. Richie, 14 career grand slams to his credit. Why not check in with number 15 right now? Really good average. He's at 357 with the bases loaded. Outfield to play him straight away. Infield swung around a little bit for him to pull the ball.
Nice stop. Ball in the dirt. 1 ball and no strikes.
Saw some good signs from Richie in Baltimore. Hit a couple of doubles. Hit a home run. His double yesterday was out to right center field. Hit a line drive out there. He'll take that right now.
Richie 5 home runs away from 300 in his career. Talking to a guy before the game that's doing some pre and post game stuff for Tampa Bay. Fred McGriff, who make his home here, grew up here, still lives here. And I had forgotten that he just did miss 500 home runs. He ended up with 493 in his career. As Sexton pulls a foul, and he said, "But you know what? I'm blessed." He said, "I'm thankful for having the years that I had, and not getting those 7 home runs will never, ever bother me." And he said it with a straight face.
Yeah, well, I think, you know, for a while there, I think what did he go, 10 or 11 years where he hit 30 plus every year.
Yeah.
Great hitter. I don't know. I think that would have eated me a little bit. 500's a big number.
Low and outside.
He finished his career here, didn't he?
Yes, he did. He did. Both he and Wade Boggs, both 2 Tampa Bay residents. Wade Boggs got his 3,000th hit here, which happened to be a home run. Two balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Sacks are full. Now and there's 1-0. They trail here in the 3rd.
Garza just tried to overthrow that last pitch. See him falling off the mound. He hasn't done that.
Wilkerson lurking on deck.
Gapper should score 3. Everybody gets to take off 3-2 pitch, 2 outs.
Ball 4, so that forces in the tying run.
Garza not happy about it at all. Pretty animated, actually, after that pitch was called a ball. Give Richie an RBI. Take a look at it. Oh, that's a ball.
Sacks remain loaded, and now Brad Wilkerson, a left-handed swinger, will get a shot. Head coach Jim Hickey. Let's make sure that Garza's not too upset. Because sometimes you don't get that call, and it works on your mind, but that wasn't close. That was way below the knees. The walk to strikeout ratio for the Mariners.
First in the big leagues.
Yep.
Brad has a huge hole up the middle. If he can hit a ground ball back that way, got a chance to drive in a couple of runs. Will Murrow, the second baseman, playing way over in the hole. had a pretty good career with the bases loaded, hitting .351.
1-1. Inside the last Grand Slam home run hit was against the Mariners. While with Texas in May of '06. And that ball's hit into the gap in right center field, and that's going to drop for a base hit. So it's going to pick up a couple for the Mariners, who take the lead now by a score of 3-1. And boy, did Brad Wilkerson need that. So he picks up a couple of RBIs as that one plays perfectly into right center field with a 2 RBI single.
Hey, you're right, Dave. He needed it. The club needed it. You can see that pitch down, probably outer third. Nice piece of hitting.
And Jose Vidro will step up to the plate. He had a line drive base hit to left field. Richie Sexton ends up at third base. Wilkerson picking up his first couple of RBIs. That breaking ball not close.
Garza throwing a lot of pitches in this inning. One of the things that they're talking about at the start, Dave, and that is you start getting some runners out there and putting pressure on guys, and they'll start making some mistakes.
That was his 30th pitch here in the third, and he misses down low with it, ball 2.
See what his record in the domes are. Of course, playing for Minnesota in the Metrodome, and now he's in another dome. We're pitching for the Rays.
Have to stir around a little bit down in that Tampa Bay bullpen. I know nobody is at the present time. There's some communication going on down there. Finds the mark there, and the count goes to 3-1. Reloaded. His third walk in the inning. And Kenji Jojima will be the hitter. And the trainer's going to come out now, as Garza apparently called him out. This will apparently not be charged as a visit to the mound. Already, Hickey has been out there.
Joe Maddon's looking for somebody to make a move here.
So they're going to bring somebody in right now, apparently, and give him as much time as he needs to warm up, because Garza's going to have to leave with an injury. So we're going to get a change of pitchers, and when we find out, so Scott Doman is going to come in and take over on the mound. A long guy anyway out of the bullpen is going to have a mess on his hands as he is up there with the bases loaded. 2 in, make it 3 in, and 2 outs. We'll be right back. FSN is brought to you by Safeco Insurance. To find a Safeco agent, go to Safeco.com. By Jack in the Box, where we don't make it till you order it. By Valvoline, 100 years under the hood. And by Emerald Queen Casino, where live championship boxing is back Saturday, April the 12th. For tickets, go to emeraldqueen.com. Dave Niehaus along with Mike Blowers down here in Florida. As Scott Doma, the new pitcher, will take over now for Matt Garza, who had to leave with some malady. I don't know what his problem was, but we will get a report from the clubhouse of the Rays as to why he had to leave. Doman is going to inherit a bases-loaded situation. The Mariners have 3 in, a very big clutch hit. The biggest clutch hit the Mariners have had in a long, long time from Brad Wilkerson, because an out there and basically he would have been out of a big, big jam. Instead, it was Wilkerson who had the 2 RBI single, and then after he walked Jose Vidro, he called the trainer out, and that was it. He had to leave. A look at Garza's line, 2 2/3. 6 hits so far, 3 runs. Those 3 out there belong to him. 2 strikeouts, and he ended up throwing 70 pitches. So Garza struggled in his opening down here at home this year. And we'll be back and have more right after this.
The first case of HIV/AIDS was identified 25 years ago. Since then, 25 million people
says he's ready to go to work now as Kenji Jojima steps in. Doman didn't take that long to heat up, but he's set to work on the Mariner catcher. And the pitch misses high over the plate, but high, ball one. 81-mile-an-hour changeup that time. And that's not close.
Well, Kenji can shrink up the strike zone right now, looking for a pitch in an area that he likes. Doman, no room to put him on anywhere, so you'd think he'd come right after him.
And a ground ball to the hole. There at shortstop. The throw to second. Just in time to get the force on Jose Vidro. But the Mariners do get 3 as Wilkerson drives in the 2 to take the lead, and it's 3-1. And welcome back as we get set to move into the bottom half of the third. The Mariners have taken the lead by a score of 3-1. A long time in the dugout for left-hander Eric Bedard. It's time for the answer to our Aflac trivia question. The last Major League team to change their nickname without changing cities. And we guessed correctly. The Houston Colt 45s. A swing and a foul straight back by Iwamura, who had an infield hit to start the ball game. 1965 season, their first season in the Astrodome. They changed to Astros on the Colt 45s. And a pop-up. And an easy play for Adrian Beltre. Of course, the primary reason for the change was to support the space program at the Johnson Space Center there. And I always liked the Colt 45's hat. They had a .45 on them. They wore uniforms with a smoking pistol across them. Kind of an Old West look, you know. Carl Crawford is the hitter and taking outside ball one. 1 ball and no strikes. Probably politically incorrect today.
Probably.
Chased the breaking ball, and Dard dropped down on him a little bit.
I'm going to guess you weren't a big fan of the Astros uniforms with all the stripes that Nolan used to wear, Nolan Ryan.
Yeah, and the different colors.
Like sock.
Yeah. How about the White Sox when they looked like they used to play in pajamas? Remember that? They had the long.
Didn't they wear shorts at one point?
Yeah, they did. A breaking ball and a fly ball should be gobbled up out there. And Ichiro takes care of that job. Carlos Pena hit a fly ball deep enough to move runners from first to second, both of them from first to second to second to third into scoring position. Bedard was in the dugout almost a half an hour, 28.5 minutes.
Doesn't seem to have affected him at all. Come out throwing strikes, a couple of quick outs. Sure, he'll take the run support. That ball that Pena hit his first time up to center field, I felt like he missed it and it took Ichiro all the way back to the track. He already hit a couple of home runs this year.
Well, there's one. Way out of here, as Carlos Pena already has number 3. Remember, he had 46 of them last year. And it's 3-2.
We talked about a comeback player of the year last year out of nowhere. Really just surprised a lot of people. But anytime you hit 40 home runs, you got some serious pop.
That's one thing Bedard can do, give up the long ball. You know, he gave up 9 of them in spring training.
Let's see that fastball in the middle of the plate.
And he was sitting on it. B.J. Upton is the hitter. And 11 so far here in the third. How about that slow breaking ball, man? Tantalizing pitch.
Upton, of course, looking for the dead red on a 2-0 count. Eric didn't give in to him, threw a breaking ball over.
77 miles an hour. And right, 76 miles an hour breaking ball.
Comes right back with another one.
And he's walked his first man. Johnny Gomes hit a ground ball to Beltre in the first inning. I don't know what the home plate umpires.
Somebody probably has a light on up under the stand somewhere.
Hudson Perhaps it was the first base umpire, Randy Marsh, that spotted it. Another slow breaking ball that time to Johnny Gomes. Another breaking ball, but missing.
See him go to the slide step, trying to keep up and close over at first. Doesn't want to give him a big leg kick and have him take off on him.
Nice curveball.
He went with the high leg kick, but Upton was running back to first. Having a tough time reading him.
And he got him picked off. Not in time, even though they had him picked off.
He went off first move, and that big leg kick, he had a pretty good jump. And Richie did everything he's supposed to do. He comes off the bag to shorten the distance, but the throw is a little bit wide. Richie's able to gobble it up, make a good throw down to second, but by that time, Upton was able to beat it out. Take a look at it. We'll watch Richie come off the bag to shorten the distance. Yeah, he was in there. Yeah, right on the elbow pad.
Yeah.
Well, Eric likes to pitch inside. He pitches inside a lot. See that one right off the elbow.
So Willie Abar now, who struck out looking in the second inning. With runners at first and second, 2 down in this one-run ball game. The hitter for the Rays. A lot of off-speed stuff being used right now by Bedard.
4 hitters in a row. He's thrown a breaking ball to start the count with.
Ball on the strike.
Defensive play Ibar straight up on the infield and the outfield.
So the count goes to a ball and 2 strikes, and a little communication now between Jojima and Bedard about this next delivery to Ibar.
Watching Kenji's reaction after the last pitch. He seemed to want that pitch down. I think he went out to tell him, make sure he gets those pitches down. That pitch was up a little bit, up and out over the plate.
Another breaking ball. It's hit to left field. Got trouble. That's going to drop for a base hit. Upton's going to score. Head first slide into the third. Then the third goes gone. Got a new ball game. Right off the end of the bat.
They tried to come inside. I think he actually jams him a little bit. Throws it right down the line.
Well, there's a man with his first major league home run his last at bat, Sean Riggins. The ball game at 3-3.
Couple of easy innings, and Eric's having to work hard. Around 25 pitches so far.
How about? A 3-3 tie here in the third. Lopez drifting out in right field to make the catch to retire the side, but a couple across the pay station here for the Rays in the third. We've got a new ball game, 3-3.
Well, through three, the score is locked up at 3-3, and to this point, there's no lead that's been safe. I can tell you that. The Rays, a lot of good feeling as we come into this building here, and you can see why the way they swing the bat.
Well, they're a very aggressive club. There's no question about that. We've seen a couple of home runs from them already. But really, on the flip side of it, the Mariners get a big hit from Brad Wilkerson. They need to get him going, so he comes up with a big hit. Richie with a walk with the bases loaded. So, offensively, pretty good stuff so far. They haven't scored 3 runs in an inning since the game 3 of the season, so hopefully these guys are going to break out and score some more runs tonight.
Betancourt, Ichiro, and Lopez, 9-1 and 2 here in the 4th inning. Uni in his first time up got a base hit, came around to score. Scott Doman on in relief of Matt Garza. Here's Uni down the line, fair ball. He's out of the box in a hurry, taking a look, and he's going to get an easy double. So Yuniesky Betancourt starts off the 4th. He's 2 for 2. Due to scheduling conflicts with the Sonics and Mariners, FSN's providing today's Sonics game against the Mavericks. The fans in Western Washington at these alternate locations, Comcast on 117 and DirecTV 650. Well, Yuniesky Betancourt, he's now 10 for 26 on this season. Top of the order, here's Ichiro.
His job is to get Betancourt over to third any way that he can. A lot of times I think they probably leave it up to him on how he wants to do it, whether he wants to bunt or try to find a ball he can pull.
What about the bunt? Draw that third baseman Willie Ibar in. Ichiro's had a lot of success against the Rays. There you have it, 480. All singles. It's 1 for 2 tonight with a run scored. Gary Glover getting ready in the Tampa Bay pen. Here's the 0-1 to Ichiro. He'll move the runner over. And a race. Ichiro missed the bag. As the pitcher Doman records the out. Ichiro retired 3-1, and Betancourt with 1 out moves up.
Well, he does a job moving him over, and Pena actually took a look at Betancourt, and he must not have seen him because Betancourt actually stopped on his way to third thinking there might be a play. Then he goes and flips it over to Doman, the pitcher, to get Ichiro out.
Betancourt's at third with 1 out. Jose Lopez at the plate, 1 for 2. Singled to center's first time up, tap back to the pitcher in the second tap.
Rays bring the infield in. So Jose looks for something that's up in the zone.
Still waiting word on Matt Garza, what kind of injury he had. The starter for the Rays.
I didn't see him do anything. It just all of a sudden he was waving the train around.
Yeah. Here's the 1-0. Jose's ahead in the count, 2-0. On deck, Adrian Beltre. Betancourt, leadoff double, move to third on the Ichiro groundout.
Both clubs 1 for 5 with men in scoring position so far in the game.
Takes a strike. 2-1. Crazy start to this 08 season. Tigers lost again. They were 0 for 08. Mariners trying to get something going. 2-1 pitch in the dirt.
Riggins, their backup catcher, has done a nice job behind the plate tonight.
Yes, he has. Deanna Navarro, here's Beltre on deck, cut his right hand as he was trying to keep from falling into the dugout at Yankee Stadium over the weekend. Mike DeFelice, the 39-year-old veteran, is the other catcher. But this kid's done a nice job tonight, including a home run. Here's a 3-1 pitch. That's driven to left field. It's going to stay in the ballpark. Uni's going to tag. Crawford would need a cannon to get him. 2 outs and a run in. Mariners back on top 4-3. Sack fly for Lopez. That's his 8th RBI of the year. So Uni starts it off. Comes around to score. Lopez brings him home. See what Beltre does against Doman. He looked bad against Garza, striking out on an 0-2 pitch. High heat away, and then flailed at a 2-2 pitch his last time up. Ball 1. Adrian off to a fairly solid start. Great hustle play yesterday. And Baltimore tried to produce a 3-6-1 double play, and Cabrera standing there with his back to the plate complaining, and Beltre was a runner at second, rounded third hard and saw that Cabrera wasn't paying attention, and he scored. It was a great play. 1. Here's Doman's pitch. Up high. Beltre can keep it going. Raul Ibanez is on deck. Raul's 0 for 1 with a run scored. Raul's had a nice trip.
The other thing, too, is John McLaren changing the order around. Basically the same guys, but he's changed the order up. And he put 4 runs on the board.
There's Max still trying to figure anything out. I guess anybody is trying to get this ball club going in terms of hitting. Nice pitch in there for strike 2 and 2.
Well, I think he has confidence in the guys that they're going to hit. It's just frustrating at times when you're going through, especially when you're getting such good starting pitching from all 5 guys in the rotation.
Starters are 2.66 ERA.
Yeah, he knows the guys are going to hit. We'll just assume it happened right now.
2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Top of 4th, Beltre. The 2-2 count. Punches it, and that should be able to sit down at will. Base hit, Beltre. Defensive piece of hitting gets him a base hit.
Nice piece of hitting with 2 strikes on him. Take a look at it.
Look at that smile. He knows, boy.
And you can see he's fooled. He's way out in front of that breaking ball. Just kind of flips it. He's so strong, he's able to just flip it into right field.
Beltre now 1 for 3. His 4th hit of this road trip. Here's Raul Ibanez. Ibanez 6 for 16 on the trip. Exit strike 1. Raul, part of a group of close to 24 big league stars, are going to be in a major department. Major League Baseball advertisement that's going to be coming out promoting Father's Day. Here's the 0-1. Runner goes. Swung on and driven to center field. Upton going back, and he runs it down. That is a world-class athlete out there. 1 run on 2 hits for the Mariners. They give Bedard the lead as we go to the home 4th here at St. Pete. It's 4-3 Mariners. Now 4-3, Mariners over Tampa Bay, first of 3, and then Mariners come home to take on the Angels over the weekend. This year, when you can't be home to watch the Mariners on FSN, check out MLB.tv. You can log on to the internet and watch every out-of-market Mariners game of the season live. For more details, visit Mariners.com, where baseball is always on. So the Mariners pick up a run, give Eric Bedard something to work with here. And here's a bunt attempt by Elliott Johnson, the right fielder. That goes foul. It'll be 8-9-1 for the Rays. Elliott Johnson, Jason Bartlett, and Akinori Iwamura. Elliott Johnson Grounded out to Betancourt his first time up. Well, it was a player of the year, Double-A Montgomery, a couple of years ago. Hit 281 with 15 homers. This is his first big league action. This 08 campaign. Eric Bedard struck out 2, walked 1, hit a batter, giving up a couple home runs. Home run to Riggins in the second. Nobody on. And a solo shot to Pena. That was in the third. Eric staying in the low 90s. Curveball's got a lot of bite to it, doesn't it?
Yes, it does. And in last inning, he was throwing a lot of breaking balls and changeups, changing speeds on it. Kind of got away from his fastball a little bit.
Here's the 1-2 to Elliott Johnson. Nasty curveball, swing and a miss. It's his third strikeout. One out here in the fourth. Scoring update. How about this? Detroit 0 for, 0 for 7 to start the season. Billy Buckner threw out the first pitch, and the Red Sox got their rings. And I'm told the rings are so big you almost can't even wear them.
How'd they treat Billy, I wonder?
I got an email from a buddy of mine who's in the media corps there, and he said that very emotional, major props, great ovation, and Billy was just teary-eyed, when he came in to address the media afterwards.
Right.
It's nice for him to be back. Hey, good for him. I tell you what, people, you can remember him all you want for the blunder in '86. That guy had a great career. He had 2,200 plus hits. Cubs, Dodgers, Red Sox. I had 20 off there. They might even be more than 2,200. 2,200 comes to mind, but I know that he had a very, very good career. Matter of fact, didn't he come up with Bobby Valentine and those guys?
Yes, he was with that group.
2,715 and 1,200 runs batted in. And a 289 lifetime batting average.
Well, the guy at that point could barely walk.
Yeah, right?
Yeah, and typically all year, I believe, they'd taken him out of the game late when they had leads.
Ichiro, long run. Is he going to get there? He does! As Wilkerson backed off at the last moment. Nicely done.
That's a tough one for the outfielders. You're always talking about them calling for the pitch, but sometimes the ball gets hit in no man's land. You're not sure. You can see Brad aware that Ichiro is coming.
Good job by Brad Wilkerson. Ichiro's my ball. Nice having a guy who can go gap to gap for it.
I don't think he wants to run into Brad, though.
No. Last time I looked at it, she was, about $170? Top of the order. It's Iwamura. Now you can comment on this. This guy was a stellar third baseman,
right,
not only in Japan but also in his initial year here. Now he moves to second base. He's obviously a great athlete. In those two positions, there's nothing
similar.
Nothing similar.
There really
right?
isn't. The look that you get and everything that you have to do is totally different. So it's a pretty drastic change. And it's our understanding that he's done a nice job since moving over there.
They've been raving about him. Talked to a couple of people. Said, great guy, terrific athlete. Look right to Lopez. And Bedard, after he gets the run in the top of the fourth to get a one-run lead, protects it very well here in the fourth. Raymond, he is the mascot with a new look here.
Get ready to celebrate 11 years of fun at the
Mariners holding a 4-3 lead, trying to ride Eric Bedard to breaking this 4-game losing streak. Right now, let's check out the Mariners calendar, brought to you by Sleep Country USA. Glad to have Baltimore in the rearview mirror. 2 more games after tonight here in Tampa, then home for the Angels and KC, and then back on the road again. Angels are already a tough customer. We knew they were going to be something, and then Torrey Hunter's had a bust out already. Got 4 home runs, had a game-winning walk-off.
They're scoring runs in general, that whole club.
New pitcher for the Rays, facing Richie Sexson, is Gary Glover. Glover's a 31-year-old, making his 2nd consecutive Rays opening day roster. Richie Sexson got an infield hit and got a walk and an RBI on bases loaded one after they'd walked Ibanez intentionally to set up the situation. Richie game throw. This one driven deep left center field. Upton gone back, and he catches it right at the track. Long ride given it by Richie Sexson. 1 out. Here are the numbers on Glover. 4.89 ERA. 51 strikeouts over 27 walks. Wow, giving up 12 home runs, and hitters feasting. 288. Here's Brad Wilkerson. Wilkerson with his best moment thus far as a Mariner. Last time up on a 2-1 pitch. Had a 2-run single. That was huge. Part of the 3-run 3rd inning. Mariners taking the lead. Everybody coming up and in on Brad.
The key to it is to build on it. And you're right, Dave. They've been pitching him in a lot of hard stuff in on him. If he makes a mistake on the plate, you make him pay for it. And you have to start somewhere, and you mentioned that hit by Brad. Sometimes it's a slow process, though. Sometimes you just have to have some patience, and the hardest person to have that patience is typically the hitter, no matter who it is.
Guaranteed.
Yes.
As you mentioned, you've been there. 2-1 off the fist. Just out of room. Boy, just 2 rows back. As Riggins gave it a look.
Usually you go through, when you're having your struggles, you go through a couple of things. One, you try to get it all back in one swing, which is impossible.
10-run homer, right?
Yeah, exactly. And then eventually you kind of get to the point to where you're just taking it one at bat at a time. And the sooner you can get to that point, the sooner you can climb out of it.
We're at a career .250 batting average. Looks like he is ready to rock. 2-2, slices it out of play. Brad's best power year, 04 with the Expos, 32 home runs and 67 runs knocked in. He's had a series of injuries since that time. That was the peak of his big league career. Started back in '99 with Harrisburg. Now in the dirt. 3-2. Last year with Texas, 20 home runs and 62 RBIs in 119 games. This work to count the 3-2. And he'll take the walk. 1 out base runner for the Mariners here in the 5th. Coming up tomorrow here at Tropicana Field, Andy Sonnenstein will face off against Jared Washburn. Washburn trying to bounce back from his performance in Baltimore, and Jackson against Batista. It'll be breakfast here in St. Pete at 9 o'clock Pacific time. Now that game, they throw back and look out. So 1-0 to Jose Vidro. Vidro with a base hit to left and a walk so far tonight. Radial nerve irritation for Matt Garza. He'll be evaluated after the game. Well, he went through speed. He couldn't throw a pitch over the plate to save himself. And that nerve runs through your shoulder down into your elbow. And that's not a good thing to have that baby bothering you as a big league pitcher. Here's the 1-0 as he chased Wilkerson back.
See if Vidro can find something to pull in the hole. Right side of the infield. Wide open. We'll take a look at it.
Wilkerson fakes like he's going. Pitch up and away. 2-0 to Vidro. Career 300+ hitter, so there's a couple of hitting rampages hopefully coming up shortly for Vidro, Jojima, Wilkerson, Sexton. Here's the 2-0. Gets the outside corner. On deck, Kenji Jojima. 0 for 2 today, 0 for 14 on the trip. Decent lead for Wilkerson. Two balls and 2 strikes.
Veteran hitter Vidro took a shot at it, tried to find something he could pull. He knows the percentages go way up if you can hit something to the right side of the infield with a runner at first.
Center fielder E.J. Upton shading Vidro towards left field. Here's 2-2. Glover, the second pitcher this evening. Matt Garza, 2 2/3, 6 hits, 3 runs, all earned, 3 walks, 2 strikeouts. 3-2. See what gives here. Mariners up a run. Runner goes. Swung on and sky to left. Crawford has a play. 2 outs. Wilkerson gets back safely. No problem there. Here's Kenji Jojima. First time up on a 3-1 pitch. Flied out the right. The fielder's choice in the third ended Mariner 3-run inning in that third inning in which they took a 3-1 lead.
That 3-1 pitch is basically been the difference for Kenji so far. That's a pitch he normally covers, hits hard somewhere. And since he's been going through this little bit of run of struggle, he's popping those pitches up or fouling them back, and that's what he did in that with that 3-1 pitch. He just hit a routine fly ball out to right.
Slider in there for strike.
Typically, you get Kenji in a hitter's count, throw him a fastball that's middle. He's going to hit it hard somewhere. And that just hasn't been the case lately. We'll get back to it.
Strike 2. He didn't like it. Cliff Floyd said he saw those 2 pitches to Wilkerson. I mean, to Morse yesterday. Remember we talked about it? Close. Here's the 0-2. Fouled back. He said he was watching. He said, how's my man Mike Morse going? I said, well, did you see that at bat yesterday? He said, oh, I saw that. He said, how far did you think it was off the plate? About the same as you guys did.
Yeah.
It's a mile off the plate. Mike, he didn't have a chance. It's a part that came back with a fastball on the inside.
Well, the guy's throwing 96 to begin with, and you're coming off the bench. And he's able to throw pitches in the other batter's box. Good luck to you.
That was amazing.
That's kind of how things went in Baltimore. That pretty much sums it
Yeah,
up, right?
that sure does. Lead in a couple of games. George Sherrill shuts the boys down 3 times. Here's the 1-2 to Kenji. Oh, that's a nice play. Jason Bartlett, they got him from Minnesota. And one of the things they're touting this year with the Rays, we can catch the ball, and exhibited right there. 4-3 Mariners. For 3 Mariners here in the first of 3 in St. Petersburg against the Tampa Bay Rays. And don't miss this pitch. He does it. Carl Crawford. Carlos Pena, B.J. Upton here in the 5th inning against Eric Bedard. Bedard trying to live up to his role as stopper on this ball club. Bedard's 8-0 in his last 14 road games. Carl Crawford 1 for 2. Got down on him and missed low. Bedard's given up home runs to Riggins and Pena, and an RBI single to Ibar, accounting for the Tampa Bay runs. Here's the 1-1 to Crawford.
Well, Eric in much better shape in this game with his pitch count than he was in the first when he pitched 5 innings, throwing a little over 100 pitches. He's being more economical with his pitches today.
Bounce one up. Carl Crawford batting in the 2-hole. Young man that's coming off his 3rd consecutive 300-plus batting average. Terrific athlete. Steady climb in his batting average over the last 5 consecutive years.
He's a pretty good high school football player.
Yeah, I saw that. DB, and they needed him to play some quarterback, and the team put up some serious numbers. He averaged 25 points in hoops, too. Out of Houston, Texas. Lives in Phoenix now. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Bedard has struck out 3, and he's walked 1.
He's pretty much thrown everything away from Carl. Pretty good pitch, that last pitch, and Carl had a nice swing at it.
Two and 2. Change up. Crawford did a nice job to get a piece of it. Off Kenji and I believe Marvin Hudson, home plate umpire.
Between my playing days and Being up here in the booth, I think this is the first time I've seen this place with this many people, and it's kind of nice. Here in Tampa with their season opener.
Compared to the mausoleum effect of previous visits,
exactly.
2 balls, 2 strikes. Good battle here. 36,048 capacity. Not totally filled, but it made a good run at it. A proposed new ballpark down on the waterfront near Al Lang Field. That 34,000 is just a matter of, you going to pay for it? No. You going to pay for it? Yeah. Are you going to pay for it? That's what it's all about right now.
Right, exactly.
Between ownership and the city. 2-2 to Crawford, leading off the home 5th here in St. Pete. Eighth pitch coming up. On deck, Carlos Pena. What a terrific talent he is. Three and 2 to Carl Crawford. See Tampa Bay with a new navy blue color scheme. Ball.
Eric had a look on his face like, are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Hit it at somebody already. Making him work awfully hard.
He has thrown some good pitches.
Yes.
And Crawford's done a real good job keeping alive here. Here's the 3-2 again. Broken bat right to Lopez. 1 out. Well, when they come up with the money, it looks like they're going to have a just gorgeous ballpark here in St. Petersburg. We'll see. And that's also a retractable roof, I'm told. It's like a sail over top of it. How about that? About 34,000. Right on top of the ballpark. Very intimate. Looking at the skyline. If you really crank one, you can make it wet like you do in San Francisco and Pittsburgh. And they'd love to see this guy do it a bunch of times. Carlos Pena. How about this guy last year? Ray's first ever Silver Slugger Award winner. He was 4th in the big leagues in home runs last year. He cranked out 46. A-Rod had 54. Fielder had 50, and Ryan Howard had 47, and this guy was next. And he was 6th in RBIs in the big leagues. Blasted one back in the 3rd with 2 outs. In tight. Because of the Rays being, what they've not had a lot of success over the years. Certainly is not a guy that you necessarily focus in on. But boy, I tell you what, he has changed that. Team MVP in 07. Good pitcher's pitch. He fouled it off.
He's come in on him with a couple of fastballs. You think eventually he's going to throw a slider up there. It's tied him up pretty good.
That's impressive. It's last August 26th. Here's your Major League home run leader. Bedard's got him 1 and 2. New unis aren't bad. Navy blue. I said when they go on the road that their road uniforms look like the Mariner uniforms. Same piping and coloring. There's Bedard trying to get out number 2 here in the 5th. It's 2-2 to Pena.
There was the breaking ball. Pena just getting a piece of it.
Had a chance to talk to Eric since he's been here. Here's a look at his pitch count.
Yeah, once in spring training. And then I saw him in Baltimore.
The man, a few words.
Yes, he is. That's okay.
2-2.
Boy, between Crawford and now Pena, they're making him work. He's made some good pitches too. They just keep spoiling him. I mean, he's throwing pitches on the corners.
See, Bedard comes back here 3-2. He went 3-2 to Crawford. 9-pitch at bat there. Oh, pitch, breaking ball, fouled off. Eighth pitch coming up here to Carlos Pena. Pena tires of waiting.
We just fouled off a 3-2 breaking ball. See what Eric wants to do here.
Here we go, 3-2 to Pena. Lost him. One out base runner here in the fifth. Second walk issued by Bedard. Don't miss out on the biggest giveaway of the summer. Ichiro Bobblehead Night presented by UW Medicine. First 25,000 fans on Friday, April 25th. Take home this year's Ichiro Bobblehead. First in a special series of 5 bobbles, also featuring JJ, Adrian, Felix, and Uni. For tickets, head to Mariners.com/bobble today. Bedard's walked 2, struck out 3. BJ Upton looks at ball 1. BJ struck out on an 0-2 pitch in the first, walked in a 3-1 in the third. Melvin Emmanuel Upton, BJ for Boss Man Jr. Because his dad Manny is a basketball referee in the ACC, is the Boss Man. BJ 2-0 right now. He's coming off a big year too. 300, he had 24 home runs, 82 runs knocked in.
They think he's going to be a superstar here. We've already watched him run down a couple of fly balls. Plenty of speed. Originally a shortstop. Made the transition pretty easy to the outfield.
6'3", 185. Going against Bedard here to really close ball game. On deck is Johnny Gomes. 3-0 to Upton. Green lighted him and fouled it off.
If you're going to get the green light 3-0, that's the kind of swing you want to take.
Don't leave anything on the table.
Yeah, the manager doesn't want to see you try to push one the other way. Do some damage if you're going to turn it loose.
Let's see if the numbers stay consistent, because Upton's only a .182 hitter against Bedard. Draws another walk, his second consecutive, and Eric finding on the zone having some difficulties. That's 3 walks, couple back-to-back.
Well, he cruised through the 4th inning.
Yeah, about
They're having a tough 3rd, and now this one right here is a situation where hitters have really put it on. I mean, he's up to 80 pitches now for the game.
Infield's going to be looking for 2. 23 pitches already in this inning by Eric Bedard. Here's the DH, Johnny Gomes. 0 for 2 today. 4 for 23 career against Bedard. Breaking ball in there for strike. Johnny hit .204 last year in 7 games with 17 homers and 49 runs knocked in. Was an attention getter, 1-1.
Really didn't miss by that much, but Gomes kind of hanging out over the plate. Eric decided to straighten him up.
Gomes up there reminds me, I don't know why, but he reminds me of Dante Bichette a little bit. Here's the 1-1. Tie him up 2-1.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah. Dante had some sick years in Colorado in that ballpark.
Yes, he did. He'd spread out a lot, too. Not much of a stride, just really spread out. Kind of like Gomes is doing right now.
2-1. Broken bat. Throws it away, does Beltre. Brad Wilkerson retrieves, runs, scores. Tie ball game at 4-4.
See Adrian going far to his left. He gets it, tries to shovel it over to Jose. You can't tell if Jose should have caught that or not. It's hard to tell from that angle, but Jose immediately looked at Adrian and pointed at his eyes like he couldn't see it.
Right. And I think even if he does catch it, I think the runner would have beat it anyway.
Probably would have beat it. But even if he catches it there with Gomes running, he might have a chance to get him out at first anyways.
Get you that scoring ruling. I'm thinking fielder's choice E5. A run in. Scores tied at 4. Here's Willie Ibar. Ibar with an RBI single his last time up. That gets off the glove. No advancement. Bedard's been throwing a whole bunch of pitches. And he's got some issues now with run in, runners at the corners, and just 1 out. Curveball called strike.
He had 4 walks in his opener through 5 innings, and he's up to 3 now.
Ibar holding down third base until Evan Longoria, the highly regarded prospect, is ready, coming up from AAA. There's a 1-1 pitch. And Bedard misses. .30 pitches already for Bedard here in this inning.
Nothing happening down the Mariner bullpen.
2-1 pitch. Breaking ball set to Lopez.
Big out.
Sure was.
Hit that ball in the infield.
So no advancement there. Ibar can't get the job done. That'll bring up Sean Riggins. 1 for 2 with a solo home run back in the 2nd inning. Mariners won the series against the Rays last year 4-3, but the Rays have won the last 2 games. Runner goes, throw down to second, off the glove of Lopez, runs, scores.
A lot of times you see the catchers looking over the dugout. It's for that play right there. They want to know if they're going to throw through to second base or not. See Gomes taking off. He had that base stolen. He went off first move, but the staff will decide if he's going to throw through to second. Sometimes the catcher will just eat it and not make a throw, so the runner will have to stay at third. Sometimes they'll fake a throw, hoping to get the runner off at third base. A lot of different things that you can do right there.
The Rays have the lead now, 5-4. Now watch the left side of the screen. Betancourt is holding his hands up, saying no, no, no. You see that?
Yep, he knows. You could tell. A lot of times the infielders know if the runner at first has a good jump, and he probably knew that there wasn't going to be a chance.
1-1 here to Riggins. So a whole bunch of pitches thrown here by
the other thing from that
Bedard.
too, Dave, is on that the infielders typically will know if they're going to throw through, and they'll hold their ground just in case the batter swings. And so maybe Betancourt knew that it wasn't supposed to go down to second base.
It's in there for strike. 1-2. Yeah, 2 runs and not a base hit. Inning started with a line drive to the second baseman. A walk. Fielder's choice E5. Pop out to the second baseman. And then a double steal. Next thing you know, 2 runs are in. And they throw some gas to get rid of Riggins. But it was a good inning for Tampa Bay. They put 2 on the board to take a 5-4 lead here in St. Pete. Fourth we go. It's 5-4 Rays here in St. Petersburg, Florida. Top of the 6th coming up, and due to scheduling conflicts with the Sonics and Mariners, FSN providing today's Sonics game against the Mavericks. The fans in Western Washington at these alternate locations: Comcast 117 and DirecTV 650 among places where you can catch that action. 9-1-2 for the Mariners here in the 6th. Betancourt, Ichiro, and Lopez. Uni working on a fine day, 2 for 2. And a couple runs scored. He looks at strike 1. And Gary Glover. Glover in his 2nd inning of work. Betancourt backhanded by Bartlett. Got him, and not by much, and a fine job at first base by Carlos Pena. 1 out.
Pena's a good defensive first baseman. We've been talking about his hitting and the home runs that he hits, but nice play by Bartlett. We know that Betancourt's always running hard out of the box. So the good stretch by Pena.
The key is he ran hard through the bag. There's Ichiro, 1 for 3, runs scored. Breaking ball by Glover. Strike 1. Mariners trying to end a 4-game losing streak. On the other way, under the glove of Ibar, base hit for Ichiro.
See him get a hit up the middle, and that one goes the other way. A good time for him to run.
I'm thinking the same thing. I think everybody in Western Washington is saying the same thing. Giddy up, big fella.
Test out the new backup catcher for the Rays.
I've seen that the young man Riggins is blocking the ball very effectively. Can he throw people out? One out. Here's Lopez. His sac fly in the 4th inning gave the Mariners the lead again. 4-3.
Once again, Jose taking a strike, being very patient, trying to give Ichiro an opportunity. I think as a hitter, you give him that one strike, and after that, you have to go to swinging. You know, you don't want to get too far in a hole.
No. Boy, Ichiro, I thought for sure this is the 2nd or 3rd time we thought we might see some action from him
on this road trip.
Yes, sir. And he has not attempted a stolen base as of yet.
This would be a good time to go.
Beltre on deck. 1-run game. Decent lead. Up high. John McLaren throwing a number out there. Hey, 70, 80 bags. See if he can hook it up. Opening night here at St. Pete. Club leading by a run, and Rays fans doing the win. 1-2 pitch, runner goes. Swung on, driven, and gets through the gap. There we go. 1st and 3rd as Ichiro took off. And Lope does the job again.
What a nice piece of hitting. Gets a little breaking ball down and away. Ichiro, of course, running on the pitch. Take a look at it and just stays with it. And you're right, Dave, too. And the fact that he was running moves the infielder around. Iwamura had to go over to cover and open that hole. Otherwise, that ball's probably hit right at him. Putting the game in motion certainly helped the Mariners right there.
Good job by Jose Lopez and Ichiro. 1-run ball game. Here's Beltre. Beltre struck out swinging his first 2 times up, and the 3rd time on a 2-2 pitch he got fooled on a pitch away and dunked it into right field for a base hit.
Mariners are 1 for 5 with men in scoring position tonight.
Popped up. Playable. That's a huge out. Two outs here in the 6th. See if Raul can pick him up. Now what? Lopez is at second base. And we got a discussion going on here. Second base umpire is Brian Knight coming down.
If he tags up, he can go down there.
That is correct.
Doesn't matter unless they call timeout.
After he made the catch.
After he made the catch.
Right.
And a lot of times after the catch is made, you'll see the pitcher or somebody turn around, take a look.
So here's the catch.
He's tagging up over there at first base. You can see him there. Kind of jogs off like you're supposed to. And he decides they're not paying attention, so he goes on down. And he can do that. He can go halfway because the first baseman Pena had come in.
Time. He's got the bag. Nicely done.
Yeah, exactly. Heads up play again.
That's a 3rd really fine base running play we've seen this year. Lopez is on board with one. We talked about the Beltre, and Betancourt did one earlier. Joe Madden's going to come out and talk to Marvin Hudson, get some clarification.
But really, it doesn't matter. And the nice thing about that was Jose being aware at first base that Pena had come in to help with that fly ball. He was running in, so there was nobody that was even holding him at first because he basically walked about a 1/3 of the way down there before he took off. So you can see anybody call timeout.
There's the time. Well, he's already halfway. It
doesn't matter. Yeah.
And the umpire right there was on it. Second base umpire was on it. And there's the time. And there's the time called by Marvin Hudson. That's a straight up play.
Yes. I would assume they'll walk Raul again. They did it earlier in the game. Loaded him up for Richie, and he was able to get a walk right after that to drive in a run.
The 2nd and 3rd, 2 outs. Mariners down a run. They're going to pitch to Raul. And over to Peel over first, and second base umpire Brian Knight adamant saying nope, he was good.
Now I'm sure they'll put him on. Well, it's going down like he's going to pitch to him. There we go.
Yeah. Second time Raul's going to walk intentionally today. Last time he did it, he came around and scored on the Wilkerson two-run single. That was in the third inning.
When Richie came up and worked a walk with the bases loaded to drive in a run, he's going to have that opportunity again.
Richie's got 7 walks in the season. He's got 4 RBIs. He's got 1 home run. Great opportunity for Richie Sexson, who has 14 career grand slams. ...2006, what a great year for Richie Sexson. 5 times they walked Ibanez to get to him and set up bases loaded situations, and 5 times Richie came away grand slams. And 31 runs batted in.
Well, if you can be patient early in the at-bat, eventually if you get ahead in the count, you'll get a pretty good pitch to hit.
Big point in the ball game with 2 outs, bases loaded. Rays up 5-4 over the Mariners. Second baseman playing behind second base as Sexson looks at ball 1.
Richie 1 for 2 with an RBI in the game.
Here's the 1-0. And a miss.
Amazing with all the stuff that's gone on this inning, how quiet the crowd has gotten. They were rocking for a while there. A little nervous.
2 outs. Over wants a new sign. Go through the signs again. 1-1 to Richie Sexson. Fastball catches the inside corner. This is Marvin Hudson. 1-2.
Yeah, Richie didn't like it. He thought that ball was in.
Bases loaded, 2 outs. 1-run lead for the Rays. Top of the 6th. Full house here at Tropicana Field, coming to full roar. Here's the 1-2 to Richie Sexson. Swung on and dunked into right field for a base hit. Ichiro scores. Here comes Lopez running to third. Ibanez, he's in there safely. A 2-run single for Richie Sexson, and the Mariners are back on top. He got just enough.
Oh, it was a good pitch. It was a breaking ball that was down and away. And Richie, with 2 strikes, just trying to put it in play and make something happen. Take a look at it. Hits it right off the end of the bat, gets himself a base hit in right, drives in a couple more runs.
Big spot by Sexson, for Sexson, just over the glove of Iwamura.
Just a really nice job at hitting, cutting your swing down. Richie up there to drive the ball, but cut a swing down right there.
Smart hitting.
Yes, it is.
3 RBIs tonight for Sexson. And boy, did the ball club need that. 6 runs for the first time this year, Mike. First time we've seen that number. Throw a parade, huh?
It's like Trevor Miller, maybe. The left-hander coming in.
So Eric Bedard now on the upside of this score. And we'll take a timeout. So the Mariners get it done, and they do it with 2 outs. Richie Sexson, a bloop singles, plates 2, and it's 6-5 Mariners. Well, he doesn't have any tape measure jobs tonight, but Richie Sexson enjoying a fine night here in St. Petersburg, Florida, with 3 RBIs, 1 on a walk and 2 on a dunk you very much base hit with the bases loaded. And that brings on Dan Wheeler. Wheeler in his second tour of duty with Tampa Bay. Was with Tampa Bay in '99 and 2000 and 2001, then went to the Mets, spent some time in Houston, came back to Tampa Bay last year. Raul Ibanez at third, Sexson at first. Here's Wilkerson. And Brad Wilkerson, even Wilkerson, a left-handed hitter, going against Wheeler, the right-hander. Wilkerson 1 for 6 against Dan Wheeler. Wheeler in his 6th year of big league service. Wilkerson has done well today. Got a 2-run single. And is back in the 3rd. Red bounced into a double play, 2-run single and a walk. So he's through the fastball. 1-1.
Well, the Mariners are now 2 for 7 with men in scoring position tonight. Brad has one of those hits.
Raul at third, Sexson at first. Beating with a couple of fastball. 1-2. A long time ago, Betancourt started this inning with a ground out. Ichiro base hit Lopez. They did a hit and run with Ichiro to third. Beltre popped out. Ibanez intentionally walked. Sexson 2-run single. Bedard has been given the lead again. Mariners were down 1-0 after 2. They put 3 on the board in the 3rd to take a 3-1 lead. Tampa tied at bottom 3. Mariners take the lead in the 4th. Rays get it back in the 5th, and now the Mariners back on top, and this is popped up out of play.
Been a steady diet of fastballs inside to Wilkerson. We've seen that all year since they broke camp. That's basically the way the clubs have pitched him.
3rd lead change in the game. Wilkerson battling 1-2. Stays alive.
Oh, like a changeup.
Here's how they're deployed against Wilkerson. Vidro's on deck. He's 1 for 2 with a walk. Run out there for Wilkerson to bring home. And he doesn't get it all at all. And that's going to go to the right fielder, Johnson. The Mariners pick up 2. 3rd lead change of the game. Mariners back on top again. This time it's 6-5 as we head to the home 6th. as has Brad Wilkerson. First of 3. Take you back to the 3rd inning. And here's Sexton. They intentionally walked the Banyas to get to him. That loaded the bases. Richie draws a walk. That brings in a run. And then Wilkerson follows on a 2-1 pitch. Drives one into the gap for a 2-run single. Part of a 3-run 3rd inning. Mariners took a 3-1 lead. Jump ahead to the 6th. Tampa Bay had retaken a lead. And here's Richie off the end of the bat. Bases loaded. Couple score. And the Mariners back on top. It's 6-5. That's where we are right now. So Wilkerson and Sexton. Big ups for them. As we've played 5.5 here in St. Pete. 8-9-1 for Tampa Bay. Elliott Johnson, Jason Bartlett, Nakanori Iwamura. Eric Bedard, 1-1 to Johnson. Johnson's 0 for 2 tonight with a ground out to shortstop and a strikeout. Bedard's struck out 4 and walked 3.
Tampa has really made him work hard, especially in the last inning. He'll throw over 30 pitches to get through it, so a quick inning would certainly help him.
Well, that would be huge. 2-1. Breaking ball hit foul. Take a look at the pitch count. Look at that. 35 pitches. 5th inning. Going to break the 100 mark here in the 6th. No movement in the Mariner bullpen right now. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Strike 3 call. 1 out here in the 6th. That's the 2nd consecutive strikeout. Rung up by Bedard. Bedard. Tell you what, he's got all the pitches. Snappy breaking balls. We show you all the strikeouts. 5 of them on the night. He's had 2 looking and 3 swinging. Here's Bartlett, the shortstop. Breaking ball in there for a strike. Bartlett, the line drive to Betancourt and fly it out to Ichiro.
You really start to see why Eric can be so tough. It looks like he could throw that slow breaking ball over pretty much whenever he wants to. He typically throw it early in counts, hoping to get the batters to take it. And then he has enough zip on his fastball. He's not afraid to pitch inside to make it really tough on a hitter.
Let's see if he can blow away the bottom part of the order here. This is pitch number 100 coming up. Broken bat, 1 hopper to Betancourt. Fires over. Good throw by Uni. 2 down. This Friday, the Mariners take on the Angels, and the first 20,000 fans will take home the 2008 Mariners calendar, courtesy of Verizon Wireless. It's Safeco Field for one of the biggest games of the still young season. And keep your schedule and Ichiro synced up with the 2008 Mariners calendar. Tickets available right now at mariners.com. Come on out. Got to see the Angels and got to beat the Angels. 2 outs, back to the top of the order. Here's Iwamura. This young man, an outstanding performer. 5-time All-Star, 6-time Gold Glover for the Yakult Swallows. There's the total pitches by Eric Bedard. He's 1-1. Iwamura. We didn't miss by much. 2-1. Stoudemire on the left, John McLaren.
Now that Eric's over 100 pitches, they'll watch him closely.
Popped up. Kenji takes a look. He's going to get out of play. Two balls, 2 strikes. 2 runs put on the board by the Mariners. If they had their druthers, like to order up a nice 1-2-3 inning, and they're a strike away from getting it here from Bedard. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Earl Crawford's on deck. Good pitch here in this 1-1 one-run ball game. And he lost it. Fourth walk issued by Bedard. This one coming with 2 outs. Carl Crawford 1 for 3. And now Mel calling down to Norm Charlton. Get somebody loosened up. Hit the other way, Beltre. Gold Glover, inning over. Thank you very much. So Bedard does his job in the 6th. Puts a 0 on the board, maintaining a 6-5 Mariner lead. In St. Petersburg, Florida, Tropicana Field, the site, first of 3. And the Mariners come home for the Angels. First time we see the AL West division rivals. And Eric Bedard has a 1-run lead. He's given up 5 runs on 5 hits. He struck out 5 and walked 4. Jose Vidro to lead it off, 7, 8, 9 in the order for the Mariners. Vidro, Jojima, and Betancourt. Roy Corcoran, rubber-armed right-hander from Louisiana, from Slidell, Louisiana, warming up. Vidro, the base hit to left, a walk, and a fly out to left. Jose off to a real slow start. He's got 4 hits, 2 are home runs. Didn't get that one particularly well either. That one goes right to the center fielder, B.J. Upton. 1 out here in the 7th. Don't forget, after the game, Mariners Live will have access to the Mariner Clubhouse. Some highlights from the Sonics and Dallas game. And Tony Bennett, the Cougs coach, he's made his decision on his future. He's still stunned the way Memphis blew that game last night, 2:12 to go, up 9.
Still can't believe they let that guy get the 3. Is it Chalmers?
It's unreal. Kenji Judgment swings and misses. I know John Calipari for a lot of years, and I know he's not going to sleep for a week. And it's still going to be bringing nightmares. Had the national championship in his hands. Congratulations to Bill Self. The folks at Kansas as Kenzie swings through. Calling it a sellout. 36,048. Tropicana Field 0-2 to Kenji. Batting average dropped since the game started. Came in 0.95. He's 0 for 3 today. 2 for 24 for the year. 0 for 15 on the trip.
April batting averages are brutal.
Oh, yeah. No doubt about it.
I was reading one of the quotes from Raul, and I liked it. It was basically saying just that. He says, you know, you have a struggle, and you mentioned the 0 for 15 for Kenji. You do that in July after you have 200 or 300 at-bats, and your average drops 10 points, and it really kind of goes unnoticed for the most part. But early, it's up there on the scoreboard for everybody to see, and that's a tough thing to deal with.
Everybody goes through it, too, at some stage or another. 1-2 to Kenji. He's gone. 2 outs. Dan Wheeler brings up his first strikeout. Two outs here in the 7th. Brings up Betancourt. He's 2 for 3, 2 runs scored.
That might be it for Eric Corcoran getting loose in the Mariner pen.
Munich got his batting average up to 370. It's one that catcher Riggins could not stop. Dan Wheeler, the 3rd pitcher today, Matt Garza, had some nerve problems. As you see Norm Troutman on the right talking to Roy Corcoran. And was Corcoran the other day, could you go like 3-4 days in a row? Absolutely. Whatever they need. 1-1. Bill Stoudemire said Eric O'Flaherty, in spite of his last 2 outings, in a good frame of mind right now. He said, I do want to work him in, maybe some middle inning situation, try to get some more confidence back. And Ryan Roland Smith, a neat a lefty, he would be a guy to go to. And as you can see, they got Corcoran up right now. Rick Bedard. 5 strikeout, 4 walk performance. Got a 1-run lead. Muni 1-2. Struck him out on a good high heat. 1-2-3 go the Mariners here in the 7th. And Roy Corcoran going to come on as the Mariners try to protect the 1-run lead. Our 7th inning stretch brought to you by the Department of Ecology. If you see someone littering, call 1-866-LITTER-1 litter and it will hurt. Mariners lead by 1, 6-5. First of 3 here in Tampa Bay. Take a look at our Firestone in-game box score. Ibanez and Jojima still looking for base hits. Sexton with 2. Ichiro, Lopez, Betancourt with 2. And good news, Brad Wilkerson on the board with a hit and an RBI. Matter of fact, 2 RBIs with that base hit. Eric Bedard, he's done. 6 innings, 5 hits, 5 runs, 4 walks, and 5 strikeouts. And he threw 107 pitches. Roy Corcoran is the new pitcher, and Mike, he's been pretty impressive.
He's come in and thrown strikes. That's the good news. You see the 2 strikeouts in 2 2/3. I had an opportunity. You were talking about him being able to throw 3 or 4 days in a row. I talked to him yesterday. He said that he's really flexible, always has been, and it's not an issue. So that's good news for John McLaren. They have an option down there that they can use.
Sure enough, our Nissan shift to the bullpen. Roy Corcoran turns 28 on May 11. He's out of Baton Rouge, Louisiana. Said he lived most recently in Slidell. Older brother Tim pitched with this Rays franchise in each of the last 3 years. Tim's now a minor league free agent with Florida. And Roy last year with Albuquerque, 4-4 with a 3.54 ERA in 53 games. He's had a couple of cups of coffee in the bigs with Montreal in 03 for 5 games, 04 for 5 games, and 06 with Washington. In 6 games, he went 0-1 with a 1-1 with an 11.12 ERA. Not overpowering, hits his spots.
Not afraid to pitch inside. Pretty good breaking ball.
Well, he's going to be challenged right here. Man who finished 4th in the big leagues in home runs last year with 46. Here is Carlos Pena. 3rd inning, he took Bedard out of the ballpark. 2-out solo home run.
Mariners will shift the infield around, playing in the pull. Richie close to the line over at first, take the double away.
Breaking ball in there for a strike. Carlos Pena. This is his 4th team in his big league career. Texas, Oakland, and Detroit prior to coming here. Here's the 0-1. Got him to fish. 0-2. Pena out of Santo Domingo. John McLaren wants lockdown performances tonight out of his bullpen. And some more offense his last couple of times up. 0-2 to Pena. Well located. 1-2. Corcoran was called back from Tacoma. J.J. Putz was put on the DL. Right before we left for the road last week. 1-2 to Pena in this 1-run game. Oh, Kenji wanted that.
And so did Roy.
Home plate umpire Marvin Hudson, Randy Marsh at first, Brian Knight at second, Hunter Wendelstadt at third. Three RBI night for Richie Sexton. Lopez is driven in a run, and 2 RBIs for Wilkerson, accounting for the Seattle runs. Another close pitch. They checked with Wendelstadt at third. He says no go.
Well, Roy's being smart about it. He's trying to hit the outside corner on Pena. The guy has a lot of pop. We already talked about that.
3, 4, and 5 in the Rays order here in the 7th inning. 3-2 to Pena. Struck him out. That's a big one. 1 down here in the 7th. Roy Corcoran coming up large. That's 1 out.
That was obvious. Pena just had one thing on his mind. He was trying to tie the game up. See Kenji set up away. That pitch ended up and in. It worked out well for Roy.
By the way, of those 5 runs given up by Bedard, 3 were earned. Here's B.J. Upton. It's a good-looking pitch by Roy Corcoran. Strike 1. B.J. with a strikeout, couple of walks, 2 runs scored.
It looks like he can be a little sneaky when he jumps at you from the mound.
Down the line, that's a 2-base hit. Easy.
Off the shoe.
Taking a look. Wilkerson had some trouble. He's just in a high gear. Here's the throw by Lopez. It is a tie. They got him. Wow, what a play.
That was a great play, a great relay. And Upton, you have to wonder if maybe he makes it if he doesn't lose his shoe out of the batter's box. He's not happy at all.
Jose Lopez with a strike to Beltre. That's a huge out. 2 outs here in the 7th. So that out goes 9-4-5 for the 2nd out.
Joe Madden saying that the throw, the relay, the bounce when the ball came up, Upton was able to get underneath it, but Adrian does a great job of catching it and putting a quick tag down.
Joe Madden, the real, got the Clark Kent glasses. He said a couple of magic words, and he's done.
Well, you know what? He's got a packed house here. He's got a young club that's trying to change things around, and he's going to go out there and show him he's willing to fight for him. These games are important.
Hunter Wendelstedt, the 3rd base umpire. Let's take a look. Look at
see him without a shoe.
He is safe.
Looked like he blocked it with his knee. You can see his toe hit Beltre on his knee, but I think maybe his heel gets in there. Take a look.
Well, he clearly blocked it. Oh, he blocked a nut. Ooh, on that heel.
I still don't know.
That's close.
That's close. Mariners will take it.
And run.
Yes.
Are you kidding? Boy, Adrian blocking the bag like he's a catcher. Nicely done. Oh, boy, that is real close.
Well, I don't think it's something he did on purpose. He was going over to get down low to the ground. A lot of times on a ball that bounces like that, the lower you get, the easier it is to catch, and it was wide. I think he just ended up in that situation. Turned out to help him.
Great throw by Jose Lopez. That started with Wilkerson to track it down. He hit the cutoff man. The cutoff man threw it to Beltre, and we get 2 down. Here's Johnny Gomes.
Well, there's no doubt about it. It was well executed. You know, fundamentally, the Mariners have done a lot of things right early in the season. That was one of them. I can't believe how fast Upton was running without a shoe on.
He's still hacked. Well, they've awakened the crowd here. Ryan Nolan Smith, left-hander, up in the bullpen for the Mariners. 2-0. Johnny Gomes is the hitter. B.J. Upton getting madder the more he walks. There's the 2-0 pitch. Corcoran paints a strike in there. 2-1.
Watch his shoe fly off. You can see he just leaves it at home plate, and now he's running. That's pretty impressive. Right about there is when he turns it on long strides.
Tell you what,
I think he makes it with a shoe on.
No question. No question.
I have never seen that.
That was good wheels doing what he did.
Oh, absolutely it was. I have never seen that.
Right, to come out of the swing. Sometimes you would see a guy maybe if he turns coming off the bag or getting to the bag.
I've seen guys lose their helmets and other things, but I've never seen anybody run out of their shoe.
In the batter's box. Here's the 2-2. Said foul.
A lot of stuff going on in this home opener for the Rays. That's a lot of different things.
And these fans are still heaved. 1-run ball game. The home opener here in St. Petersburg. The 2-2 from Roy Corcoran to Johnny Gomes. He got him looking. Strike 3 call. Roy Corcoran. What a great 7th inning. Nothing across a brilliant defensive play and great pitching. Mariners lead 6-5. Seattle Mariners baseball on FSN is brought to you by Sterling Savings, the perfect fit bank. By Joe's Sports and Outdoor. And by your Western Washington Toyota dealers. Toyota, moving you forward. Plenty of fireworks indoors here at Tropicana Field. That last inning was really something. Roy Corcoran comes on in relief of Eric Bedard. He gets a strikeout, gives up a double to B.J. Upton, who runs out of his right shoe coming out of the batter's box. And then the Mariners execute a 9-4-5 put out at third base on a very disputed call at third. Joe Madden comes out. He gets thrown out of the game. He's the manager of the Tampa Bay Rays. And then Gomes strikes out looking to end the inning as Corcoran gets the job done. It's one of those, Mike, stick around long enough to see almost anything, right?
Well, we've seen a lot in this game.
Man.
A lot of different things have happened so far.
Fans are still hacked off. Al Reyes, the new pitcher, as Ichiro leads it off. Top of the order, Ichiro, Lopez, and Beltre. Ichiro, 2 for 4 tonight, 2 runs scored. Fox, they're going to be all over this crew the rest of the night and the rest of the series. 37-year-old veteran. Second consecutive opening day roster he's made. Ichiro punches one foul. Reyes made the club as a non-roster invitee in 07. Reyes had Tommy John surgery back in 05. Here's the 0-2 to Ichiro. What a crazy game. Mariners trying to end a 4-game losing streak.
Ichiro with the 2 strikes spoiled a couple of pitches. One of the things he does, he will wait till the last minute. Sometimes it almost looks like he's going to hit it out of the catcher's glove.
Yeah, right.
But he will sometimes let the ball travel and get deep into the zone. Like that.
Yeah. Wendelstedt, I don't think anybody will be buying him any post-game beverages here in the greater Tampa St. Pete area tonight. 0-2 to Ichiro. Shortstop's going to have to
Step
hustle.
Back and bobbled it.
Safe. You can see that coming. Slowly hit up the middle with Ichiro. Forget it. Infield hit. He's got 3 knocks this evening. Good for him.
Take a look at it. You can see him sit back on a little bit, and then there's the bobble, and that's all it takes. That little bit of a bobble.
Take a look at normal speed here.
Yeah, Ichiro can see him sitting back, so he's going hard the whole way.
Boy, is he fast.
It doesn't take much.
It's very smooth.
See if he'll take off early in the count. Whole right side is wide open again.
Oh, my goodness. And you know Lopi sees it. Shows bunt. Ball 1.
He did that in his last at bat when Ichiro was over there, and then he took the bunt off. Ended up getting a hit and run. See Lopez off to a good start, hitting .310.
Second baseman and shortstop getting it done with the sticks. Good lead by Ichiro. Third baseman coming in. Bunt laid down, but foul. John McLaren, looks like Corcoran's going to come out to the 8th. Nobody warming up right now. Corcoran will face 6, 7, and 8.
Jose, if he's going to bunt, he wants to bunt it over to the first base side because Pena has to hold the runner, Ichiro, there. So he's going to get a little bit later break than Ibar would at third. Ibar can crash right on top of him. He doesn't have to be real fine with Ichiro running. He should be able to get down there fairly easily with a decent bunt.
1-1 pitch. Good lead for Ichiro. Runner goes. Swung on. He tried to inside out it and fouled it back.
I'll tell you what, that was a good piece of hitting because that pitch was in off the plate. And Jose just trying to get a piece of it inside out. He knows that right side's wide open. You can see this pitch way inside. Just trying to protect the runner. We saw him on the homestand. Remember, he had the same type of pitch he put in play. Ended up getting a base hit out of it.
Second baseman had moved, and it was a little dribbler.
Never even made to the outfield grass, and he still ended up with a base hit. He's going to have to battle now.
1-2. Reyes living in Santo Domingo in the Dominican Republic. That may dunk. It is. That's going to dunk in. Ichiro's got second base, first and second for the Mariners. And nobody out here in the eighth. This copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of the Seattle Mariners and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. And the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Seattle Mariners.
Well, normally you would think this is a bunt situation, but I'm not sure how much Adrian's actually bunted in his career. He's typically up there to drive in runs. We'll see how they want to play it.
So far tonight, Adrian a strikeout, base hit to right on a 2-2 pitch where he got cool and got enough to dunk it in and then a pop out to the catcher.
Mariners 2 for 8 with men in scoring position tonight, 6 RBIs.
They're expecting Tampa Bay defense expecting him to swing away.
Yes, they are.
That he did.
Adrian has only attempted one sacrifice bunt in his career.
Beltre's 2 for 2 with a home run against Al Reyes.
Excuse me, since the start of 04.
See what gives here. Mariners in search of some insurance runs, leading by 1 here in the 8th, 2-on. Nobody out. One to AB. Reyes a workhorse, 61 games last year, 65 with St. Louis in 05. That's his pitch.
Yeah, it was up, not over the plate. Pretty good pitch for Adrian to handle.
There's a confab there. Silva, Hernandez, Betancourt, and Miguel Cairo, who we have not seen in action yet. One and 2 to Beltre. Oh, another one too. Pretty much the same pitch.
Difference is when you have 2 strikes, you're not going to be quite as aggressive on it. You want to be careful. That pitch, you're right, it was the same pitch. It just ended up getting a little bit deeper in the zone because he's trying to protect.
Right now, Richie Sexton's 6th inning, 2-run single. The difference, Mariners trying to add more. Great speed in Ichiro at second base. At average speed with Lopez at first. Here's the 1-2 from Reyes to Beltre. Driven to right field, right at the right fielder. Here's Ichiro tagging, and he'll make it easy. Right fielder Elliott Johnson making the catch. And Ichiro's 90 feet closer.
Well, you'd like to drive the run in, but at least it's a productive out. It's a nice at bat by Adrian. Hits the ball hard to right field. The one thing that you really want to do is move that runner up. So now you have Raul coming to the plate. He doesn't have to get a hit to drive in the run. A sacrifice fly will work nicely. See a couple intentional walks. Both those came when first base was open. That's not the case right now.
This is the 4th pitcher tonight for Tampa Bay. Garza, Dolman, Wheeler, now Reyes. Raul's been intentionally walked twice. He's flied out twice. Mariners trying to turn things around. Sitting on a 4-game losing streak right now. High gas got him on that one. Ichiro's at third, Lopez at first. There's one out. 1-run ball game. Reyes is ready, so is Raul. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Tapped up the middle. That's going to get a run. No, it's not. He hustled like heck. Boy, Raul really broke it down the line, and they just nipped him. So the double play, the second of the night for the Rays, proves to be a big one. 1 run, Mariner lead. On 6-5, we go to the home 8th here at St. Pete, and this Sunday gets the Mariners and Angels at 1:10, and the first 20,000 fans aged 21 and over take home a special Mojo Rising window cling thanks to EQC. Be here for the final game of this exciting series. Tickets available right now at mariners.com. Along with Mike Flowers and our entire FSN crew, I'm Dave Sims. Roy Corcoran, second inning of work. We'll face Ibar, Riggins, Johnson. 6, 7, and 8 on the ground to Lopez. 1 pitch, 1 out. Well, if you're just joining us, the 7th inning was very interesting as Corcoran came in. Mariners had just taken the lead at 6-5 through 6. Corcoran comes in, 7th inning, strikes out Pena on a 3-2 pitch. Then B.J. Upton doubles into the right field corner as he's coming out of the batter's box. He loses his right shoe. As he's coming to second, he sees rounding second. He shifts into high gear, steams to third. Wilkerson digs it out, hits the relay man Lopez, who guns him down to Beltre at third on a very close play that could have gone either way. Let's be honest. Hunter Wendelstedt punched him out. Joe Madden came out, argued, was thrown out of the game, and then Gomes was struck out looking to end the 7th inning. (2-0) to Riggins, who has a home run. That's dating back to the 2nd inning on an 0-1 pitch from Bedard. Since then, he's popped out to Lopez and struck out swinging. Well-placed 90-mile-an-hour fastball, 2-1.
And Ryan Rowland Smith getting loose in the Mariner pen. The left-hander Eric Hinsky on deck.
And Sean Green on your left, and Ryan Rowland Smith, the right-hander. Roy Corcoran down low. And now it's 3-1.
Troy Percival getting loose in the Tampa bullpen.
There's a 3-1. Way upstairs, lost it. Well, here comes Hinsky. Eric Hinsky. Big man at 6'2", 235. No surprise. John McLaren coming out to get Roy Corcoran. Not a bad stint by Corcoran. We'll get Ryan Rowland Smith to go against Hinsky in this one-run game. 1 out in the 8th with a runner on. Mariners an inning and a third of work, holding down the fort, and we could say that 6 weeks in spring, a 1-hour special produced exclusively for FSN brings spring training alive through amazing camera work and wireless microphone access by MLB Productions. It's a spring training review like no other. 6 weeks in spring tomorrow at 1 p.m. here on FSN. New pitcher for the Mariners, left-hander from Australia's Ryan Rowland Smith. His last appearance back on the 4th at Baltimore, won a third of an inning. 2 hits, a run, it was earned. And he faces Eric Hinsky, who is the 2002 American League Rookie of the Year. That was back in Toronto when he hit 24 homers and 84 RBIs. 279 was his batting average. Spent the last year and change with Boston. Strike 1 from Ryan Rowland Smith. Nathan Haynes is pinch running. Hinsky's got some pop.
Probably remember Haynes from the Angels. Really good speed.
Check. Wendelstedt said he did not go. Hinsky was with the Red Sox last year. 84 games, he hit 204. 6 homers and 21 runs knocked in. Here's the 1-1. Slow breaking ball in there for a strike. So right now, Mike, this left-handed 8th inning roll falling to Ryan Rowland Smith, with Eric O'Flaherty having a couple of hiccups over the weekend.
Well, and the fact that he's thrown a few days in a row. But, you know, this is what Mac talked about. He's going to have to use all the guys to basically do what JJ normally would do. And it makes it difficult because none of them have done it at this level. And we've talked about it before. Those last 3 outs are tough. This, you know, still the 8th inning where they're trying to use him in a setup role, but everybody kind of gets moved up.
No doubt.
When the big man's on the DL.
And, ooh, he just got a piece of that. 1 out here in the bottom of the 8th. Mariners holding on to a 1-run lead.
I think, you know, obviously if you had your choice, you wouldn't want to do it this way, but sometimes you just get put in that situation, and these guys are going to have to weather it for a couple of weeks. It's just the way it is. Hopefully when they get JJ back, he's healthy.
There's the 1-2. So across to keep Nathan Haynes close. Ryan Nolan Smith said, hey, it doesn't matter. I'm ready anytime you need me. Middle, late. Ready to amp it up here as he gets a pop-up. Short center field. Ichiro is playing way deep. But he comes in, he has it under control. And there are 2 outs. Going to bring up Jason Bartlett. This is the 9-hole at bat. 2 outs. If he can get the out here, 9th inning, it will be the top of the order.
And he'll probably come back out because they're all left-handed hitters. Murray, Crawford, and Pena.
Ryan Nolan Smith does not have a save to his credit. He has not been using that role.
I like what he's doing right here. Keep him close over there. There's 2 outs. There's probably a pretty good chance Haynes is going to take off now.
Kenji's 2 for 5 and throwing out base stealers. Fouled into the glove of Kenji Jojima. Strike 1. Big spot in this ballgame. Lead run represented by the hitter, Bartlett. With right to Lopez. Short way, inning over. Nicely done by Corcoran and by Ryan Roland Smith. To the 9th we go. Maybe the Mariners can build on this with Sexton, Wilkerson, and Vidro coming up. Back here in St. Petersburg, 6-5 Mariners. They left 10 on tonight, right now clinging to a 1-run lead. And we got some folks from the Pacific Northwest here on hand. And we can tell you that you should not miss Mariners All Access tonight on FSN. Richie Sexton talks about his goals for the OA campaign, and we'll revisit the sights and sounds from Mariners opening day at Safeco Field. Mariners All Access tonight at 10, only on FSN. Dave Sims, Mike Blowers, and the FSN crew with you here in St. Pete. Some defensive replacements. The veteran Mike DeFelice is the new catcher. And that is Nathan Haynes, new left fielder. Make that the new right fielder, beg your pardon.
And the new pitcher is Troy Percival.
Good to see him back. Yeah, had a terrific career going. Richie Sexton leading off. Sexton, Wilkerson, and Vidro. Richie's had a 3 RBI night. Percival's numbers. One to Richie. Up short right field. First baseman. Wow, that's some range there by Carlos Pena. Mark Lowe getting ready in the Mariner pen.
Right fielder number 6.
Lone save a couple of days ago. Looking to rebound. Troy Percival. 34 games last year. Those with St. Louis. Didn't pitch in 06. Was with Detroit in 05. Breaking ball. This is off the plate. His great years with Anaheim. 95 to 04. There's a strike.
Troy used to throw 100, a legitimate 100 miles an hour.
Every bit. Racking up a whole bunch of saves. So in the Angels 02 World Championship team. High heat. Beats Wilkerson. 1-2. Wilkerson with a big 2-run single in the third. Ooh, that was close. That was close. See what gives here, 2-2. Struck him out. 2 outs.
Keep an eye on Richie. It looks like he's not moving too good right there. So got high groin pull.
Yeah, Derek Jeter had one of those yesterday. As Percival gets in on the fist of Vidro. Matter of fact, Jeter had to leave the game yesterday against the Rays.
Keep an eye on Richie, see if he comes back out.
Quick inning. Center fielder Upton has it. 1, 2, 3 go. The Mariners here in the 9th. All right, here we go. Buckle up. 1-run lead to defend when we come back. back here at St. Petersburg. They're whooping it up, trying to get the Rays to rally. They're down 6-5 to the Mariners. The Mariners trying to end a 4-game losing streak. This is the home opener for the Rays. Ryan Rowland-Smith is trying to pick up his first career big league save, and he'll face the top of the order for the Rays. Akinori, Iwamura, Carl Crawford, and Carlos Pena. Mariners have kept the lead since the 6th inning when Richie Sexson got a bloop 2-run base hit. 6-5. And here's the first pitch from Ryan Rowland-Smith that called strike one. Well, how huge is that gunning down of Upton back in the 7th for the second out? Shows bunt. Ball off the plate. Off the plate, rather, 1-1.
I like the fact that he was able to come out and throw a breaking ball for a strike on the first pitch.
Popped up. That's going to get out of play. 1-2. Iwamura. 1 for 3 tonight. Infield hit and a walk. Ryan Rowland-Smith. Here's the 1-2. Mark Lowe will continue to get ready. Ryan Rowland-Smith, born in Sydney, Australia. 2-2 pitch. Got him looking. 1 down.
Well, he started with a slider and comes back and puts him away with one. Just a really nice location here. Nice call. A couple of fastballs he couldn't get to, and you see Kenji does a nice job of framing it.
Ryan Rowland-Smith came on to get the last 2 outs of the 8th inning. Here's first pitch to Carl Crawford. Ball 1 to Crawford, who's 1 for 4 tonight. Popped it up, playable. Ichiro, 2 down. Ryan Rowland-Smith, who was 1-0 with a 3.96 ERA last year in 26 games, a needed breath of fresh air to the Mariners in a dark beginning to week number 2 of this 08 season. Huge out right here. Carlos Pena, 46 long balls last year, 4th in the big leagues. He was 6th in the big leagues in RBIs. Slow breaking ball in there for a strike. Pena homered against Bedard back in the 3rd on the 1-1 pitch.
Early in the count, hitters like Pena, they want to lean on a fastball if they can get it. Nice pitch again. With that slow breaking ball over, they'll typically take it.
Here's the 0-1 to Pena. Another breaking ball. Got him 0-2. He's out in front of him.
I'd be surprised if he throws a couple off the plate away, see if he can get Pena to chase something.
Mano and mano. Ryan Rowland-Smith against Carlos Pena. Game on the line. 0-2 coming here at St. Pete. Here's the pitch. Struck him out. Game over. Say goodbye to that 4-game losing streak. The Mariners win it by the count of 6-5 on a brilliant relief performance by Ryan Rowland-Smith.
Well, you mentioned it. He gets the save in this game, and he certainly earned it by going an inning and 2/3. Nice job by him. Another close game for the Mariners. This has been a rough trip as far as that goes, but they come out on top today.
Outstanding performance. Give some credit to Roy Corcoran, who gave the Mariners an inning and a 1/3 of relief. And Ryan Rowland-Smith, he says, hey, mate, whatever you need me to do. And he gets a punch out right here to end it high heat out of the zone as he strikes out 2 of the 3 batters he faces to pick up his first big league save. And the coaching staff, there's Sammy Palazzo and Mack and Mel Stottlemyre. Handshakes all around. 4-game losing streak is over. The Mariners go to 3-5. They'll be back for game number 2 tomorrow, and we will be with you as well. Mariners Live is coming up next. For Mike Flowers, I'm Dave Sims. Mariners win it by the final of 6-5.